Hello everybody and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Hot for Justice.
I'm Chibi Noob.
I'm Envy Jitters.
I'm CheerandCosplay.
And I'm Kozi.
And we're back once more with what we've been kind of calling our domestic month of animes. Then this week we got really domestic and learned a little bit more about housekeeping with The Way of the Househusband. Who suggested this?
Me.
Kozi, why this show? What really drew you to this?
I hadn't actually watched it. I'd only ever seen the memes of it, and I thought it looked cute and kind of on brand for what we had been watching.
That's fair enough. It's honestly a pretty quick show because each of these, I think the longest episode's 19 minutes.
I was pleasantly surprised with how easily digestible it was.
Yeah, it's each episode's 6 shorts or something. I'm assuming this is based on a 4-panel manga.
Yeah. Well, something similar. Yeah.
A lot like Nichijou.
Yeah, I assume I haven't read Nichijou, but I'm assuming it's again the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick little jokes. You pick up on what the premise is pretty quick. People just look at him, assume something, and he doesn't help it by, constantly alluding to his previous works. I'm like, how many times are they going to use we need to get that A-grade fine white powder? He's talking about flour.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
I did like that joke. I did see that clip online before.
Yeah, quick question, because I had some time after work. I just ended up binging the whole thing, because it's not very long. How much did you guys end up watching?
Just the minimum 3.
Well,
I think we watched through 7.
Okay.
Yeah, and I barely got through 3.
I only watched what was required.
Same.
Okay, well, what did everybody think about it?
Did you guys watch 3 full episodes or 3 of the little shorts?
No, 3 full episodes.
Yeah.
We saw the theme song 3 times. How about that theme song?
I think it's a little chaotic.
I kind of found myself getting into it by the end.
it's really intense for what the show actually is.
I think that's the point, though. It's kind of fun.
I love when they do that.
It's definitely it's more like a combination of the sort of traditional style meets some very intense metal music, which I feel sort of works for what the show is. Visuals are also kind of funny, but it's as far as a song that I would actually not really.
Not your cup of tea?
No, I mean, I like metal in certain doses, but I feel this was just not I don't know, it just didn't work for me.
Okay. Speaking of visuals, how about that animation style, or almost lack of animation?
I don't know if I would actually call this an anime, honestly.
It's almost a graphic, a motion graphic.
I was going to say, I would actually like this show a lot if it was actually animated, because this was barely animated. This almost feels like a shit post, like what Studio Trigger did with Inferno Cop. But
I was going to say that.
This was a real thing, and I'll be completely honest with you guys. I usually don't say this lightly, but not counting those horrible Dan Green stuff we had to watch last year, the Pinata
watch yourself.
And little, what was it, Little Panda Fighter.
Oh, Little Panda Fighter, fantastic.
Yeah, other than those couple things, this was probably the least favorite thing that we've watched for me out of the 2+ years. I had a few funny moments, and the Japanese voice actor for the main character, Kenjiro Suwada, he's one of my favorite Japanese VAs. But
Envy, I think you need to watch it in dub. It's
you
so
need to
much
watch
better.
the dub, yeah. It's
no,
much better.
I purposely watched the sub because I knew he was the main character's voice, and I love him as a voice actor. But I would like this show if it was actually properly animated. But
dude, that's all the more reason to watch the English dub. The English, the main character's Lego Shi. I know you love him.
I didn't watch the dub of.
You should have. Oh, well, there you go.
They went off the rails with the kind of jokes they were making. Like
it wouldn't have mattered to me. I just couldn't get over the non-animation. Like if this was a motion comic, that'd be one thing. But no, this is billed as an anime, and it barely animated, and it wasn't a shitpost joke like Inferno Cop. So I barely got through these 3 episodes. Like
I get your frustration. I get it.
Like I'm not trying to harp on people, and like I'm not trying to be too negative, but yeah, a few funny lines, but otherwise I just couldn't get into it.
Envy, I'm gonna just say this for you now. Like, our opinions might be a little bit more spread across the board for this, but we'll let everyone else say their opinions.
I mean, well, you jumped in. You want to share yours?
I mean, for me, I thought it was fine. Like, a few funny moments here and there. The art style, quote unquote, it kind of a bit disjarring. But I honestly, kind of was sort of watching it, but not really. I was just having a hard time, really getting into it. And I guess maybe it's because this show is hyped. Pretty hyped.
Is it?
Even my brother, who isn't, an anime fan, likes this show, and I'm just, I don't really get it. Mostly just because it's, I think maybe it's just the humor isn't really hitting with me, but I was kind of bored. The only parts I actually really liked were the parts with the cat.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay, I was trying to see what the actual budget Netflix put into this was.
Not a lot.
Can I ask before is this actually Netflix making this, or was this a studio and then Netflix just put, we made this? Because they tend to do that a lot.
It was JC staff.
Yeah.
But it was funded by Netflix.
Okay, so they actually did make this in a way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They tend to say Netflix original anime when they didn't do anything.
Yeah, that just means they produced it.
Okay.
Cannot find the actual budget, but apparently in 2020 they did a live action, which
I do remember seeing an episode of that.
Maybe that would be something that is better to watch for Envy.
It might be animated better.
Here's the thing: the actual material I could watch. I was enjoying, the shenanigans of a former, I don't know, Yakuza or whatever he was, trying to be a house husband. So, I get that. It reminds me of the show we watched last week, Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. But, again, it's just the whole non-animation thing and the ugly still frames that kind of just distracted me too much from it.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying you might like the live action better.
Maybe.
I had fun with it. I mean, I agree with you. The lack of animation is a little bit jarring at first, but I got used to it pretty quick. I kind of liked the whole world is a little bit cutesy, and then him and 4 other people are drawn gritty and dark and I like the contrast there, and I think it's kind of funny a little bit. Not every joke lands here. Even in the English, I feel like a lot of jokes, if I had watched this in the original Japanese, probably would be going over my head. I brought up before, sometimes there's just translation issues with things, stuff like that. I won't go into a whole thing about that again. So for comedies, I'll usually tend towards a dub, and I did this time. I think for the most part, it was fun. Again, sometimes the scenarios just aren't going to be as funny, but overall, I laughed a bunch of times at this, so I was good with it.
Yeah, no. I thought it was really funny. For the most point, the humor was pretty on point in the dub. I feel like they localized a lot of the jokes to, a Western audience.
Yeah, they did. There was a couple where they were, saying one thing, but then I was seeing something else on the screen. I'm I don't think... Yeah, that doesn't match. But still kind of worked.
And then also, one of the things about watching with sub is you can lose a lot of connotation and just voice inflection and stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like that landed better.
I didn't have that problem in all honesty.
I could kind of see this one being okay because if the dub is anything like the sub, at least in intonation, that this guy seems like a pretty monotone kind of guy who then just has big emotional moments every now and then when something goes wrong. I don't think that's that hard to translate, or like just hear.
Yeah, but like
much.
there's a way of speaking when like even when we're being monotone, we can be monotone and sarcastic, which I feel like we can lose in
That's
just reading the words.
That's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, like there's not much going for it besides its humor.
Yeah. It does food very well.
What did you think before we go too off topic?
See, I liked it actually. Like, I honestly didn't notice the animation stuff until it was pointed out to me. Because I was watching it and Yin was like, "Do you notice the animation?" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "The fact that there is like barely any animation." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I didn't notice that because I was just enjoying the like jokes and the humor so much that I like didn't, pinpoint that it was like barely animated." And the only parts of it I didn't enjoy, like, to go against what Chibi said, were the parts with the cat. Like, I just didn't really find the cat that funny, but I enjoyed everything else, so...
Okay, the poop one was pretty funny.
Was that in the first three episodes, or was that later?
That
First three.
Okay.
Was it?
Yeah,
First
I think it was
three.
the second episode.
Yeah.
Like, that one was genuinely funny.
You hit me. It's coming out. Get in the box. It went back in.
Gav, I have a question for you. You said you have a hard time with like longer format anime. How is this for you being so like it's just like 3-minute shorts compiled into an episode?
It was better for me, to be honest. Like, I felt like I was able to pay like more attention to it and not get like bored as easily or like distracted by something else.
I'm always distracted when I watch. I'm not good at watching with my eyes. I usually have to be doing something while it's playing, so I did find the animation annoying. Maybe disappointing, but like I also didn't super notice it because I wasn't looking at the screen most of the time.
That just reminds me of earlier in the year when we all saw the Batman and you were knitting in the theater. I don't know how you were knitting when you could. I didn't know how you could see in the theater. Like whenever there was bright light, did you like look down or something like that?
When was there bright light in that movie?
Yeah, no, I don't need to look. Like if it's a complicated pattern, I'll look. But if it's just like normal knitting and purling, like I don't need to look.
CC is currently staring at the monitor, not looking at the knitting they're doing.
It's just
Like,
second
as we
nature to you.
Yeah, it's muscle memory. I've been doing this for a long time.
So, main complaint seems to be animation. I could see a lot of people having that sort of complaint about this. And it seems like a little mixed on some people are like, oh, the humor's fun. And other people are like, oh, no, the humor's not very good. So, was this actually hyped? I don't remember hearing about it until just like randomly coming across it on Netflix one time.
Definitely a lot of memes.
Yeah.
I mean, when it came out, like, I hear the manga was pretty popular, but, like, it's on Netflix, so, like, even because it's on Netflix, like, not regular, but, like, general audience were able to, at least see it, like, be recommended, and so I remember when it came out, a lot of people were actually complaining about the animation. I'm not just saying that to defend my own case. Like, I remember seeing
there are
all the
articles
messages.
on it.
No.
There are, like, actual articles of, like, debate on the animation style or lack thereof.
So, you are not the only one, is what we're trying to say. But, so I think for me, it's just, and maybe it's just the circle of, like, content that I consume. Like, because I generally follow a lot of, like, Tumblr blogs that are, like, either they really like this sort of slice of life comedy or like something similar to it. I feel like I saw quite a bit of like the manga and stuff like before the actual Netflix series came out. So I had already been like aware of what it was, and like granted, like the manga panels look exceedingly funny. But I feel like, and maybe it has something to do with the voice acting in the dub, because that's how I watched it. I wasn't really enjoying the jokes that much because the tone wasn't quite right. Or the voices weren't quite fitting. Like, I didn't like the wife's voice very much. I'm thinking that if they had given her something a little less high-pitched, maybe it would have worked a little better.
No, that
that
is
high-pitched?
actually a fair complaint. I feel like in the English dub, like, she seems like a stranger to him.
Yes.
Like, I don't know why they gave her lines like that, but, like...
Yeah, no, she seems so confused all the time! I'm like, this is your husband! Like, stop talking to him like you don't know who he is and, like, everything that he's doing is so weird to you, when this is something that he probably has done since you met him. But, like, anyway.
Her characterization, I think, was way off.
But yeah, no, like, and I think it might just be dependent upon, like, what media you generally consume will sort of dictate whether or not you were aware of this in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, that's just kind of one of those things where it's like, I come across a lot of things that a lot of other people, even you guys, don't generally necessarily have heard of, or even, like, would consume, like, on a regular basis.
That's fair.
But, because, I mean, just look at all the stuff that I like cosplay. Like, a lot of it's stuff that you guys haven't really even, like, either watched or read. So.
What are you talking about? I've watched Madoka Magica.
Me.
Well, not Madoka Magica. I'm talking, like, prior to Tokyo Mew Mew and us watching it, like, aside from Gab, I don't really think anybody here had really watched it.
I loved the 4Kids dub. Excuse
It was
you.
fantastic.
Yes, but prior to us actually talking about it and watching it for the channel.
I was a Saturday morning anime kind of person.
Yes, you were. But was Al?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, all the time.
But
Digimon, man.
Did you watch the show?
Did I watch Tokyo Mew Mew? No, but I was a Saturday morning anime kid. I watched, like, Transformers and Digimon and occasionally Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or whatever else was,
so
like,
you didn't do
coming
any
on.
4Kids?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon! Those are all 4Kids.
Yes, but what I'm saying is we would not have generally watched the same things, is what I'm trying to say.
What was Tokyo Mew Mew on? What channel?
It
Was
was
that Kids
on the
WB?
4Kids channel.
Okay.
4Kids TV.
I did not watch 4Kids TV. I'm technically older than you guys, so I was watching Kids WB. Does anyone remember the sock?
I do.
There you
A
go.
little
That's me. I was watching the sock. Do you guys remember Jackie Chan Adventures?
Yes.
That's my shit right there.
4Kids for me came in on, like, PBS.
For me, it came
PBS?
on, like, one of the local news stations.
Wait, they put 4Kids dubs on PBS.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I feel like I need
A
fact
public
check
broadcasting
this.
station putting on 4Kids.
I mean, if 4Kids
Yeah, it was-
has the licensing to be playing on that channel at that time, yeah.
No,
It's
it's
like
just
our local 4.
no. I'm not saying that they wouldn't be able to do that. It's just kind of funny to me. Like PBS is usually, educational shows or
Yeah.
stuff that's but like
Through the
for-
week. Once it hits the weekend, they kind of don't do that.
That was also, like, I feel like that's more recent. PBS, when we were younger, was not purely educational.
Yeah.
Well,
I watched
know.
a lot
Well, I
of
ever saw on it.
non-educational stuff on PBS too when I was growing up.
Sorry,
But
I'm
anyway,
trying to
long story
trying to
short,
look this
like-
up.
Like, it depends on, like, what stuff you generally watch. That was what I was trying to say before we got into a tangent.
Yes, pretty much anything Cheebs cosplays. I'm like, I've never heard of this before.
See?
Okay, well, I absolutely understand. I did not see any of this. Maybe it's just I'm not good at social media. I mean, I feel like that's fairly obvious at this point. But beyond that, this definitely was to my taste because I do enjoy a lot of stupid YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This definitely feels up the alley of that sort of, like, short-form humor.
Yeah, if you would have come on here and you were like, I didn't like it, I would have, like, flipped shit.
I mean, again, this is not the best comedy I've seen. But, you know, for as short as it is, it's fun. Just throw this on while you're just bumming around because you got off work early, which is pretty much what I did today, so...
Or when you got a big sewing project to finish.
Yeah.
Something happy going in the background.
Because let's be honest here, you're not watching for the animation. So,
No.
you can literally just do anything. This is a perfect background show.
Okay, but some of, like, the minimalistic animation did add, like, a certain humor to it.
Yeah,
I
it
did
kind
say
of
that
goes-
with the art style. The juxtaposition between a lot of the characters and suddenly Tatsu is just, like, looming.
Yes.
No,
that.
like, when Tatsu was beating up Masa, like, Cece missed it, and I made them go back. I'm like, you need to watch it. It's just like the straight arm smack, smack, smack. I don't know what it was, but it got me.
She was in hysterics. Like, I haven't heard her laugh this hard in a while. I'm like, okay. Going back.
No one else saw it, but the joke that got to me was, like, the episode with the dog in episode 9, I think. Like, it's just... I don't want to ruin it, but it's essentially just, like, a whole bunch of Yakuza fawning over a Shiba Inu.
It tracks.
Yeah. Because you got such a cute, squishy face. It's just silly. But it's fun. Well, they give a Jack Russell Terrier a sweater as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
there's a
did see
Jack
that
Russell in it.
The
What's
fact
up?
that
There's a Jack Russell in the show.
There's a little
Yeah.
Jack Russell Terrier that his old boss has. He meets him at a park and he's like, hey, I got something for you. It's some primo shit. And he pulls out this tiny sweater and just puts it on the dog. I made this myself, even gave it some ruffles for style.
I might have to
Ribbing.
look up that clip online.
It's the
I'm
whole
kinda
episode.
biased.
It's fun. I know, you like your Jack Russells.
Well, I have one.
That's what I'm saying.
I do really enjoy that a former Yakuza falls victim to MLMs.
Yeah.
Like, that cracks me up.
Wait, did he
See-
buy them? The dude ran off afterwards.
Yeah, not just the knives, though. Like, he also falls for, like, all the as seen on TV shit, which is usually half MLMs.
I don't know. I think the MLM thing is debatable. But yeah, he buys a lot of useless stuff.
Cece's like, oh my god, he's like that girl on TikTok. I'm like, he is.
I don't
There's
do
this-
TikTok, so I don't know what you're talking about.
There's
I'm
this
sorry,
one girl
but you
on
said-
TikTok that has she does these compilation videos of these like unnecessary but necessary gadgets. Usually stuff that just like saves space in your home.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'll have to send you some examples.
No, you don't have to. I don't like it.
You said MLM, and my mind automatically went to men loving men,
Yes.
and I was like, he does
Same.
what?
Multi-level
I hate how
marketing.
many abbreviations are on the internet nowadays. It makes having a conversation so difficult. Anyone else ever see, like, too long didn't read and think they were thinking, like, The Lord of the Rings?
The Lord of the Rings.
Yep. You know what? If I have time, I know, like, what was it, last year or something? We, like, watched Fellowship. I think I'm really in the mood to go watch the other two movies right now.
I did that last December after we watched it.
Yeah, I probably should have done the two. I got busy, though. It sucks.
Well, I never saw the film, so that was my first time ever watching them.
oh, God. Well, you know, we're not going to talk about it here, but we got to talk about that at some point.
I don't know. I feel like beyond like the humor that maybe he's just a little bit relatable as well.
Yeah, he's a goof.
Like going out there and like yelling at the Roomba for being stupid. Like I feel like that's something people do.
Yes.
If you knew
is.
the number of times I yelled at the very laptop that I'm sitting in front of right now.
I mean, to be fair, with that Roomba incident, it was the cat that started everything, so...
Yeah, the cat's a menace.
I really, really liked that it was like the Roomba fucking killed him.
Yeah, his fellow stay-at-home moms thought he was in a bad accident or something like that because wine or something spilled on him.
Yeah.
And just like dragging the fucking wine trail, like just chef's kiss.
So, of what you guys saw, what was your favorite bit?
I think
the Roomba.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, probably the Roomba bit.
I think mine was the poop.
I mean, I will also say mine was everything with the cat, but anything that wasn't the cat was probably the wine, which also included the cat. So
And
it's
the
always
Roomba.
the cat.
So everyone just really liked that Roomba.
It was
Listen.
a good scene.
It was.
Probably had the most animation out of the series.
Yes.
Yeah, I think mine was the dogs, so... Alright, well, I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about with this? I feel like it's probably a little bit mixed, but I think I'm a yay on this overall. Yeah, not the greatest show I've ever seen, but hey, this will get you through an afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a yay. Don't go into it with like an expectation of an anime. Just kind of go to it for the jokes. Like it's really I would not call it an anime.
It's basically an anime. I think that's the first time I've ever used that phrase, and it's kind of true.
I think it's more just like a colorized, voice-acted manga.
So, motion comic.
Yeah.
Okay. That's basically anime.
I think I would give it I'd give it like a meh to a light yay. Just because it's like, it's fine. I'm not like super like enthused, but it's fine to have on in the background. It's got some funny moments.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys already know my answer. Like I said, I'm not. If you guys like this show, more power to you. I never will criticize anybody for what they like. It just didn't work for me. Like there were some funny bits, but I would rather it be. I'd rather it be either A, fully animated, or B, be a pure shitpost like Inferno Cop. But it wasn't either for me, and I just couldn't get into it. So I'm gonna have to give it an A.
We'll watch the live action together. See how you like that.
Yeah. In all honesty, this kind of reminded me of a short form show that we watched in our college anime club. I can't understand what my husband is saying. Like, this kind of had the same vibe to me, but that one was fully animated, so I enjoyed that a lot more.
Can I say real quick, I have seen an episode or two of the live action one. It's a lot less comedy and more just like actual instructions for domestic stuff.
Listen,
Which, depending on how you want to look at it, is kind of funny.
it's useful still.
Yeah, he's literally instructing you on how to fix like a paper screen door, or how to do laundry, or how to sharpen a knife if you're gonna be making dinner.
Listen, we're struggling adults.
Okay, yeah, it's learn to adult with former Yakuza.
Love it.
Which, I mean, in a meta sense, that's pretty funny, but I just don't know that the show's actually, like, funny. I don't know, maybe you guys will watch it and it'll be that, what was that one where everyone was saying, this sparks joy?
Oh, Marie Kondo?
Yeah, it might be like that.
I mean, nobody actually watched that, or at least most people didn't watch that show to actually learn. They just watched her because she was so infectious with her personality.
I never watched it. All I know is that someone said this sparks joy.
Same.
Yeah, that was her catchphrase. Just,
There was also a movie.
My God, this thing is a whole media franchise. Well, perhaps we'll come back to it another time. What are we doing next week? We decided to go easy on ourselves and just talk about something that we've all already seen, right? You know, speaking of, what's his name? Who was the
Jonas
guy?
Scott.
Jonas Scott. I feel like he's been coming up a lot lately, because, Gav, what were you guys watching the other day?
We were watching Given.
Yeah, that also had Jonas Scott, and I feel like he's in high demand right now, because we're going to be watching another one of his shows, which people might know him a little bit better from. We're watching the very important big sports anime next week, Skate: The Infinity. It's a show about skating and nothing else.
Yeah.
As all sports animes are.
Exactly. This is about skating. Free is about swimming. Haikyuu is about volleyball. And nothing else. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!